Hi folks, Dino Bob here. We're back in Mekele Station Paleo Reserve for its biggest project so far, the Morrison Center. We'll be taking a tour through various stages of it, and we're going to start by taking a look at the preliminaries for it, a little bit of layout where I was trying to draw guests deeper into the park. So there is bare bones pathing and a restaurant, shopping center, and a couple of medium toilets. Just the guest flow bits of what it would be, and not really any beautifying. But that's about to change as we go through the next transition. We will see the park's early stage of the Morrison Center, but tricked out to more completion. You can see it's nighttime too as well, but give you a sense of the fire lighting theme for this whole thing. We'll go up one of the ramps. You can see we've got plantings on either side, and now we have buildings to contain those guest amenities of the varying kinds. Some extra trick out on the inside as well as the outside for these things. That's the shopping center, and across the way is the restaurant. The restaurant is intended to have views into the habitat, and as we walk through here you'll see that there are definitely windows there. There would be guests walking by, but it's not just an inside restaurant kind of experience. Obviously the all-important toilets to keeping the guests out here, and you can see it's pretty open in the distance there. That's about to change with the next transition of this structure build. You'll notice lots of plaza area. Some of that is just to have the effect going on. So we've cut to camera view, looking out into the habitat that has been presented, and we have Camarasaurus in this portion. We have 4 of them, the minimum social group, and you can see their habitat has already been established, and they've got the sauropod fencing in the back. Nothing terribly special there, but it will be modified as the build for this whole center goes along. Wanted to get the animals in and start the use of using the sauropods. They are dung factories, which is great for your composting, and they are large animals, so therefore reasonably highly rated, and they do a good job of bringing in guests. So with the next transition, we have added that habitat, but now it's daylight when we can see it from a better angle. There we go, and that's what it looked like with phase 1 done. We'll be expanding the plaza area in the rest of this video to complete the whole portion. So it's just Camarasaurus on that side. I hope in the future we'll be able to do something like, I don't know, maybe add Stegosaurus or at least Brachiosaurus when the park can handle having multiple exhibits with the same animal. So a look at the outside in the daylight when you can see what's going on, and the large blocks of step-down pillars that is a recurring feature throughout this habitat. I can see I missed a piece of it there, that triangular bit where the wide part is at the top. There are pillars in the water there to prevent the animals from coming through, and yet keep the free flow of water for the park. Sauropods, of course, require an enormous amount of space, and the bigger ones even more. And that you'll be seeing just how big this area is going to be. So I think it's looking pretty good so far, and we'll transition into the next phase. There's some more plantings have been done. There's more structure. There's some rough out on the left there. And you can see our Camarasaurus have a much more interesting habitat now with some background elements as well. So each of these plantings boxes are intended to have paleoplants, an advantage of the paleofauna addition to the game, but also would serve an educational purpose, so guests could be introduced to the various kinds of paleoplants that they would be only seeing at a distance as they look out into the habitat. So our guests are, randomly wandering around the big plaza areas. Plenty of room for crowds to bypass each other, and we're going to go up for the next expansion. You can see notional elevators there to get our motion challenged guests up to the higher level. You can see a entrance there on the left that was going down. We'll look at that in a bit as we're going to walk up to the upper plaza. You can see a large building in front of us, unfinished at this time. You can see the sunlight wells to something that's going on below this area, and where the elevators come out on this level. There are 4 of these little pavilions. That's a peek down in there. 4 of the little pavilions in the corners of this upper plaza. They provide opportunities for guests to look out into the habitats. We're going up into this one to look out into the Camarasaurus habitat. And our animals are off on the left in the distance. Even sauropods look small if they're far enough away. So this portion of the habitat is mostly done aesthetically for my purposes. The idea is representing a delta environment, which is where a lot of these animals are found. The Morrison was a huge delta environment, apparently. Lots of sedimentation, hence lots of places for dinosaurs to be buried and preserved so that we know about them. So an aerial view, we're up much higher now. You can see how the center has progressed, but we're not done yet because we haven't done the habitat on what's the lower portion of the screen. So let's transition through the night and into a habitat. You can see the lighting effects of the fire baskets on the Morrison Center, as well as the fact that we now have habitat out here. But daylight is when we can see the details better, so that's where we have to be. We're going to go back down and get some closer looks at things now that we can see. You can see these big bar fences there. That's a standoff for the sauropods to keep them from snatching guest hands or what have you from the viewing areas. I discovered that the Camarasaurus in their fully grown forms could walk over the things the smaller guys didn't like moving through. So I had to add this feature as a retrofit to the Morrison Center. And we've got donation bins in now and information screens, so our guests will know what animals we have in the park. And they will be informed and educated and to some degree entertained. So we're looking into the other side, and here we have a Apatosaurus and a Brachiosaur. The Brachiosaur is sort of the star of this whole center because we got a melanistic version when it was spawned. So he's kind of special. So here we're going to walk down toward that stairway down that I mentioned earlier and into the lower portion. We've got both of those tunnels have access to this area, which, as you can see, gives our guests access to some more restrooms, because guests love restrooms. At least they seem to in this game. So, like I said, through to the other side, and we'll go down the rest of the way on this path. And this is the Sauropod Safari headquarters. This is where guests can pretend to take a safari. There's one of the skylights up above into the Apatosaur and Brachiosaur portion of the presentation. I got to do something about the logo, but it is at least a sauropod. So there's a cattle chute. We'll hop over the fence here to get the guests down to the vehicles. That's a Jeep off the workshop. I don't remember exactly whose it was. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we're going to pretend to hop into the vehicle and take a safari cruise. Well, let's do that. We'll find out that the gates don't open for the first-person view, so bonk, and we'll have to phase through it. So pardon the cut here as we do exactly that. And come through on the other side to pretend to drive through the park, resetting the first-person view on the other side of the gate. So a little ride up here to the elevated portion of the habitat, trying to find sauropods, not seeing them. The rocks there show the boundary to the Camarasaurus, and the tall portion of the building is currently inaccessible to guests, but intended to be a major overview area of this deep portion of the habitats. If we had actual elevators, that might change, but we don't, so it remains implied. I see a sauropod in the distance, I think, as we're driving through the brush here. No, that was a rock. That happens sometimes. They're big enough. So they've certainly got feeding out here, plenty of space to move around and grow into. They're all starting young, by the way, because it's cheaper that way. They cost a lot less to make the baby dinosaurs than the fully grown sauropods, and the difference is quite substantial. So driving through, still looking for dinosaurs, and seeing where the dinosaurs can come to feed, and there's our star, our melanistic Brachiosaur. Pause to get a good look at him as he's trotting away from us. We'll get a little closer. No, he didn't like that. Okay. So there really are apatosaurs in here somewhere. Somewhere. And get back to our tour. We're going to go down a ramp here. The big sauropods can't get down to this level, so this gives our Jeeps an escape area where they could wait out a possible annoyance on the sauropod's part. Drive along the standoff barrier and then up this last bit to the return gate. You can see the step down designed to help keep the sauropods out of this area. It doesn't operate 100%, I'm afraid. And again, a phase through the gates. This is where our guests would get out of their vehicles. We'll jump over the barrier. Jump over the barrier. There we go. So there is a gift shop at the end, of course, because you can't run a park without gift shops, particularly at the end of major experiences. I look up the skylight. The skies are getting cloudy up there. I think we're going to in for some rain. So, and yes, it started. So back out the tunnel and up to the main plaza. And what's next? Well, how about an information sign? That proves there are Apatosaurs out there, because we wouldn't be able to call them up on the screen if they weren't out there. The binoculars are not being terribly helpful to find them. Oh well. Really, they are in there. We are getting toward the end of this longer than usual video because this was a huge build. It took quite a while to work our way through it. And here you see a final feature for when the Brachiosaurus was added. And I learned it was melanistic. I decided to make it our star and dedicate that tall viewing tower to our macronarian monster, or future macronarian monster, because he's still a growing lad, up into one of the pavilions on the Apatosaurus side. View there. There's a waterfall in the background, I believe, and camera view. And there's an Apatosaurus. See, I told you they were in there. Anyway, if you've been enjoying the video, smash the like button, make a comment. Always appreciate it if you make comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider it. See, both Apatosaurus and Brachiosaurus. That's probably going to be it for Mekele Station for a little bit. I've got more builds to come in the future, but we'll be doing Abria for a bit as I flesh out that park. A lot of this is getting videos queued up because I'm going to be away. I will try to answer comments while I am away, but it may not be quite so immediate. So an overview of the whole thing at nighttime, so you can see the fire effect. The Brachiosaurs are down in the left-hand corner there for the moment. Right now they just get a view of sauropods majestically standing near them if they come down to that area, and a daytime view to give you a sense of where it fits into the park and how much of the park it occupies. That's the welcome, the community house in the entry plaza on the lower corner, and just how much of the park is this. That's it for this time. Be kind to each other. Stay safe. Donna Bob signing off.